Going to bring you some breaking news now, and Israel has extended the closure of Al Jazeera's office in occupied East Jerusalem and has banned its work in Israel for a further 45 days. Israeli police raided Al Jazeera's workspace and seized equipment on May the 5th, and that followed the Israeli government's decision to take Al Jazeera off the air and to shut down its operations. And it is precisely because of that ban that we're reporting from the Jordanian capital of Amman, from where Imran Khan joins us live now. So, Imran, what more are you hearing about this?
Well, we knew that the Information Minister, Shlomo, Karhi, was looking to get the Cabinet to approve an extension on that ban. That Cabinet approval has now been received, so the ban is back in place. Now, Al Jazeera has issued a statement saying... So, in fact, actually, what we've done is we've sent a comment to the Information Minister through his lawyer, where we've rejected the decision and denied all the accusations and justifications on which the minister based his decision to extend the closure, and considered it unacceptable and malicious incitement and disdain for the court's decision to shorten the expiring period of the closure. So, last week, what happened is we were talking about an extension for about 45 days. The court actually shortened that to 35 days and said that the Information Ministry needed to seek approval for another extension of the ban. That would have meant that the ban was going to come to an end at midnight tonight and we would be able to be reporting back in Jerusalem, but clearly that hasn't happened. So Shlomo Karhi, the Information Minister, has got his ban. Al Jazeera has sent their response to him via the lawyers. But interestingly enough, the head of the panel of judges, the court judges, actually said that this was a violation of press freedom, and that hasn't changed. The court, although is pushing the ban and has approved the ban, it still has grave concerns about the technicality and the legality of this ban.
And so, Imran, of course, this extension has only just happened, but generally, how has this ban been received internationally?
Well, internationally, it's been condemned. The Americans have spoken about press freedom. The European Union, the Brits, most of the Western nations who see themselves as democratic have actually called into question the wisdom of the ban and asked Israel to lift it. Israel itself, however, is sticking to its guns. They say that we are harmful to national security. That's the reason that the ban has been put in place. There was a court hearing. In fact, when that court hearing happened, one of the judges actually raised a concern that Al Jazeera wasn't given enough time to answer the allegations, and that's why the ban was actually shortened. Israel considers itself a democracy. Democracies don't ban freedom of speech. This is a very concerning development for Israel. So let's see where we go after 45 days. This is going to take us to around about August 5th.
All right, Imran, thanks for that. Imran Khan there, reporting from Amman in Jordan, because, as we've just been talking about, Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet has banned Al Jazeera in Israel, and a few minutes ago, indeed, extended that ban, extended that decision. So let's take it on further. We can speak to Yossi Mekelberg, who's in London, a Middle East analyst and associate fellow at Chatham House, joins us from the UK. So, Yossi, first up, this ban goes on. Al Jazeera banned for a further 45 days, as it has been for the past month. What is it that Israel fears from our reporting of what's going on in Gaza?
Good afternoon. It is a good question. Israel is a democracy. Freedom of press is one of the pillars of any democracy. They might have disagreement with any channel, well, including Al Jazeera, but they should actually engage with Al Jazeera or any other media network. They disagree with the way they cover the current war, what exactly their grievances. I can't see in what way Al Jazeera is a threat to Israel national interest. Some of the things that are seen on Al Jazeera are unpleasant for Israel. Maybe some of the commentators are saying things that Israel is not pleased, and it is entitled not to be pleased, but it needs to present counter-arguments. I don't think it's good for Israel to be seen, especially considering what's happening, as trying to curb freedom of speech.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard Imran Khan, our correspondent, just then. He was saying that even the court judges, it seems, were uncomfortable with the decision, saying it impinges on press freedoms.
It is. It is. At the end of the day, I think, again, Israel is completely entitled to, there is a battle of narratives, and Israel can present its narrative either on Al Jazeera or in any other media outlet. But some of the things that are shown on Al Jazeera, unfortunately, many Israelis don't watch on other channels. And it's not again, not that the Israelis or the Israeli government needs to agree with everything that any other media outlet says. But again, as if it wants to stay as part of the family of liberal democracy, which is under threat anyway under Netanyahu government, it should accept that this freedom of speech, the freedom of the media to report as it pleases, is an important. And if they think that there is any danger to national interests, which I can't see how it needs to present it in a clear way. So I'll be surprised if any judge in Israel will be comfortable with banning any media outlet from actually doing what it's their job.
Yeah, and of course, internationally, it doesn't look good on Israel, closing down journalists in this way, reporting on the unfolding war. But does the Israeli government care about that?
Probably not. I think this government, especially Netanyahu and the far right, are much further down this debate because they want to control the narrative in Israel. They, in many ways, it helps their case. It doesn't help the case of Israel, and not to show what's happened in Gaza, the terrible devastation and killing that takes place in Gaza. So as long as this works by banning Al Jazeera, they don't care. But at the end of the day, as you mentioned, Al Jazeera moved to Amman from Israel. The bureau moved there, and in the age of when you have 24 hours a day media, and they always find the images from another network or other journalists operating in Gaza, this will continue. So I think there is also lack of basic understanding how media works in the 21st century. But I can tell you one thing, it really appeals to the base of supporters of the far right in Netanyahu, and that's right now all what Netanyahu cares about.
All right, Yossi, thanks for talking to us. Yossi Mekelberg speaking to us there from London. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get latest news from Al Jazeera.